Good morning, Soul Strong. Let's do a check-in. Let's check in with how we feel, what's going on mentally, emotionally. Find yourself. Where are you? What did you wake up in? Usually we wake up in the same space we went to bed in. So if your mind was had taken over, was causing a disturbance, was holding your attention, and you were not in relief, may have created some feeling in your body, and so you may have woke up with that feeling returning to you when your consciousness became alert. So I'm going to do this too. Let's just see where we are. And just know that wherever you are, it's okay. The last thing we want to do is be mad at ourselves, be disappointed in ourselves, hate ourselves, be mean to ourselves. That's why this is a practice, and it's not always going to be perfect. And yes, we may really get it, and we may be able to hold it for a while. But life is happening. Different people, different energies are shifting around us. And as this shifts, we shift. And sometimes that knocks us off balance. And this is normal. And sometimes the reason that it knocks us off balance is because we still have a little bit of a weak spot in some area that this person or situation triggered inside of us. And it kind of came to the surface. And because we have not thought of it in a while, we haven't dealt with it in a while, it hasn't been in our awareness at all. And because of that, we haven't learned yet how to release it, how to cope with it, the things that we say to ourselves around it, our new dialogue. And maybe because you've not created a new dialogue, a new way to cope with your mind. I swear I never sneeze unless I'm recording something or meditating. Because you haven't formed a new dialogue. Your mind was able to grab your attention and start to talk to you with the old dialogue, with the old content, with the old words. And it created an emotional disturbance because those old words were not supportive. And you still believe in that very much. Therefore, you sat with it. And you not only observed it, you became it. It possessed you. And it's so easy for this to happen. It can happen and we don't even realize it has happened until we start to feel bad inside. We start to feel bad in our physical body. And we realize what has happened. And hopefully as you've sat here and heard some words such as, it's okay, it happens, it's easy to do, it's not a big deal, you can come out of the space, you're not trapped there, you're not stuck there. The mind will tell you you are, but it lies. The mind will tell you, oh no, you're back, you've gone backwards, you've ruined it, you forgot it, you don't know how to do it anymore. Now you thought you were better, you're not. You don't know how to do this. It's not true. You did do this. It is holding you there because you're not firm in your belief yet that yes, you do. Yes, you do know how to do this. If you've touched it once, you know how to do this. If you've been there for even 2 seconds, you've been touched by it. You know what it is. You know where it is. You did this, so therefore you can always do this. There's the belief the mind is using against you, that you've gone backwards. I went through this for so long, believing my mind. I would get so disappointed in myself, angry at myself. And what did that do? That just took me deeper down into the dark. It's like learning to fly. If you were a bird and you finally did it, and there you are, and you flew, even if you just flapped your wings for a second and you felt the air underneath you, and then you came back down to the ground. You did it. You flew. But the mind would tell that bird, no, you can't do it. You can't do it again. You'll never get back up there again. You don't know how to do it. You have to stay here. Like you thought you knew. You don't know. And the belief that you can't do it, or that you'll regress, or that you'll mess it up somehow, that belief is stronger than the knowing that you did do it, which goes totally against that belief, that old belief. Once you've done it, you would think that would eradicate that belief. What are you talking about? I flew. Of course I know how. But the mind will say, because you haven't done it for a long time, now it's going to bargain here. Yeah, but you only did it for a second. Yeah, but you probably could never do it again. Yeah, but. And why does it tell you those things? Why does it strengthen its old belief, the old belief system that you bought a long time ago? Why does it resell that to you? It does not want you to fly. It does not want you in the in-between space, because it loses power and control over the physical vessel, over operating in the world, over having a personal identity. Those old beliefs. Please always remember, beliefs, thoughts, labels, identities, all of that is in the world. That's in the mental plane. That is in the world of the mind. all of those things. When we go down into the basement in the Tidy Mind house and we're going through the past and emptying out boxes and releasing emotions, we're working in the mental plane. Belief and belief systems, whether supportive or unsupportive, are in the mental plane. Now, supportive belief systems in the mental plane can help you have a much better, more enjoyable physical experience. Absolutely. And this is what we're talking about with manifesting. If you want to have a greater physical experience, go work with your mental plane. As we've talked about, you can do it one or two ways. You can go down and work in the mental plane, go down in the basement, get some better beliefs, some supportive beliefs that support a beautiful game. It's still a game. One belief system makes you play a really horrible game, and the other belief system makes you play a fabulous game where you're supported, there are no blocks to your abundance, to your success, but please remember it's still a game. Cats. It's all still a game. It all exists on the mental plane. All the labels of I am this and I am that, that's still in the mental realm. In the spiritual realm, you can also be supported, but it's not through a mental constructed belief system. It's through a knowing that you are complete, you are fulfilled, you are whole, nothing needs fixed, you are not broken, you are connected, you are with Source, you are flowing with Source, you are flowing in the alignment of Source energy, you are held here. And as you remember this and you know this, a much faster experience begins to unfold. It's like giving a plant, it's the difference between water and water mixed with Miracle Grow. If you do it on the level of the mind, yes, you may have a very supportive and beautiful physical experience because you're very clear in your belief system and everything you believe is supportive of you getting what you need when you need it and what you want, not even what you need, but what you want, anything you want, whenever you want it. That's a very supportive, very clear, you're not blocking the flow of anything coming to you at all. But that is the way to get it through the power of water. But if you want to get it through the power of water with Miracle Grow, leave the belief systems out of it. Sit in the in-between, visit the in-between, visit the soul space, visit the feeling of relief. Practice keeping and holding your attention on this source energy. And here there is no wanting, there is no desires. This is it. This is the final destination that the mind has been doing all that perfects that belief system through affirmations, through, some of us were born with really good beliefs or supported early on to have a good belief system, and some of us had some really unsupportive belief systems from what we witnessed growing up. And we have to do so much work to unblock those and to undo those and to walk away from everything our parents believed and experienced. And it's deeply ingrained, and we have to work to clear those blocks away. We can do our work there on the mental plane, or we can just leave that behind and say, I don't care about that anymore. I don't care about that. I am here. I am at my final destination. The only reason we clear those blocks is because we're blocked from getting to a location or getting to an experience or getting to a physical reality that we hold ourselves away from. So you can do all the work with water, or you can mix a little Miracle Grow with the water and leave all that behind and just come into the space. Just already be in your final destination. This is how you will feel if you were to remove all those blocks that were blocking you from whatever you're trying to get to. You would feel what you feel here in the in-between, outside the game, outside of the light and the dark, outside of the mental constructed everything. You're just not playing the game. You no longer care about getting to this or getting to that. There is no getting to anywhere. You are here. You are at your final destination, and then you just begin to live and operate in whatever is around you. You don't fight whatever is around you. You don't say, well, this isn't enough. This isn't very beautiful. This isn't the physical world that I wanted to have. That's what your mind will say. Your mind will say, it will try to distract you and say, well, do something about this. This isn't, we're better than this. And to that you say, okay, I'm just going to stay here. And I'm going to take care of whatever's in front of me. And I'm going to stay in this stream. And this stream, if the stream is supposed to move me to a different physical reality, it will. But this is the one I'm in right now, and I'm going to care for it. Okay, I'm going to move my bag because the cat has decided to get into it. Okay, so one thing I'm going to do a little different is we're going to look at each chakra, and I'm going to pull a card for each of your chakras, and that's those of you here in Soul Strong that are dedicated and committed to this work. This is for you. All right, so let me see what my Soul Strong group needs to see around their root chakra. Let's go with the sacral. Solar plexus, please. Oops. Heart. Someone is in despair here. Throat. Now, if you are in Soul Strong and this does not resonate for you, it's okay. Don't try to make it fit. But this is for one of you, maybe multiple ones of you. Lovey, go on, go rub on something else. Root, sacral, solar, heart, throat, third eye. Oh, wonderful. Some of you are really leveling up in your intuition and getting some truth. Oh my gosh. In the crown. So it started out, so your lower chakras up to your heart are fairly heavy and fairly disappointed, feeling like you're not getting your wishes, like something did not work out. Maybe you had an idea, maybe you had an idea of something and you thought it was one way, but then realized that it wasn't, and then you had so many hopes. Okay, so these are your lower, more physical world chakras up through your heart are in a mode of disappointment. Okay, this is about your physical world, maybe your relationships, and then you get to the heart and you're very worried and concerned. Maybe having some bad dreams lately, maybe not sleeping well, you're stressed, maybe that you can't do something, maybe what we were just talking about. There's a sense of around yourself, just looking at what you don't have, or instead of looking at what you do. In your emotional body, it's feeling like, I'm not getting my wish, or my cups are empty here. I need to refill. This could be emotionally, like you're just poured out. You feel very poured out, like you've maybe crying a lot, drained, energy drained. And then we start to get up to your throat. And this talks about you expressing yourself. And there may be childhood memories of the past. Maybe you've not wanted to think about them, or not wanted to talk about them, or someone from the past that maybe you have been talking about these memories or expressing them in some way. Maybe this is something that, is no longer in your life. You could have empty nest. There's lots of things here. Missing a child, missing a sweet connection that you once had. But there's things happening, even though your lower chakras, the more physical world, mental world chakras, they don't feel that great. Okay, they don't feel very good. But in your higher chakras, in your spiritual chakras, you have the Ace of Swords and the Judgment card. Spirit is here trying to get you, using this sword of your intuition, your knowing. It is trying to activate your knowing. Remember, I talked about the difference between belief and knowing. Belief exists in the mental plane, and knowing exists in the spiritual plane. And it wants you to operate in this space of knowing. Knowing the truth of you, wearing that crown on your head, of not who you are. The mind will always put a who in front of, but what you are. The energy that you are. And be careful with labels. We don't want to play with labels. But I am what source energy is. I am that same energy. That is what I am. And you can't really label that. It's just powerful. It's a powerful energy. And I am part of that. I'm not I'm not separate from that. I'm not a person that holds that. I flow with that. I am that same energy. There's no separation. That's why we're always connected, because there is no separation. And then in your crown chakra, you have the judgment. You're being called to your higher purpose, to a higher perspective, but also you're kind of judgment is being called kind of on your life. Saying it's time to step out of this Nine of Swords in your heart chakra. Like, it's time to step out of this worry. It's time to let all worries go. Why are you worrying? You have powerful intuition and a powerful connectedness. You are this energy. You just need to remember. And this energy flows through and around, and there's no barrier or obstacle that can stop this energy. If it's supposed to flow somewhere, it's going to. And if you are worried, you're not using the power of that flow. If you're stressed, if you're in relief, you're using the power of the flow. Stressed, you're not. Relief, you are using the power of the flow. So I hope this has given you something to think about this morning, to meditate on, to sit with. It has helped me. It's pulled me out of... I was facing the dark. I don't know that I was sitting in the dark, but I was definitely facing the dark, because I was not in complete relief. And now I'm in relief. So I hope that these words, or whatever we talked about this morning, was something that could also do the same for you. I hope you all have a beautiful day. Have a glass of hot green tea, maybe put some lemon or some ginger in there. Give your internal organs some warmth. Maybe do some yoga or light stretching. If you need a good yoga practice, I love to do yoga with Adrienne. It's she's got over 11 million followers on YouTube, so I really love her. It's very easy. She usually has a 30-day thing. I'm doing the 30-day move right now. So do that with her. She's a very calming presence. And go about your day thinking about the word and sitting with the word, knowing. Have a great day.